Hello, my name is April Zavala, and this is my Cajita Project. I want to first start off by stating the reason I chose to do my cajita on the farm workers movement. The day I started searching for a box to actually make this project, my mom brought home this box, which consisted of 6 mangoes, which were very good, might I add. Once I began putting up groceries and got to the box of mangoes, I remember something we discussed in class. How often is it that we eat fruits, vegetables, or crops of any kind and actually think about where it comes from and the work that was put into it? This box was made to honor the farmers that harvested the 6 delicious mangoes in my tummy. In 1962, the National Farm Workers Association, also known as the NFWA, was founded by Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta. It was founded with the intention of fighting the systemic exploitation and securing basic safety rights for farm workers. It gained more popularity in 1965 because of the grape and lettuce boycott, where protesters refused to buy grapes or lettuce in order to negotiate contracts in favor of the farmers and bring attention to the movement. This is why on the back of the box, I painted a picture of grapes and lettuce with the X in the middle to mark this groundbreaking event in the movement. Around the box, we can also see the Aztec eagle featured on the United Farm Workers flag, symbolizing the Mexican cultural pride in farmers and protesters. The Aztec eagles are followed by the word huelga written on the front of the box. Huelga is a Spanish word meaning a strike by employees to demand better wages and/or working conditions. This word was popularly used in posters to support the strike. The color red around the whole box also represents the workers' sacrifice. Moving on to the inside of the box, we see a sunset consisting of the colors red, orange, and yellow. I used the sunset to showcase the amount of time workers were out in the hot sun, performing hard labor, and on top of that had poor working conditions, such as pesticide exposure and lack of clean water or sanitation. The ground is painted in long green rows to represent the crop fields farmers had to work on. It gives the illusion of repetition, reflecting how farm workers would spend hours moving down these rows, doing the same physically demanding labor over and over again. And I used the painted on texture to show that the work wasn't easy or clean, it was tiring and messy. The tiny little farmer on the field is used to show the appreciation of farm workers towards the movement and the effort being made to gain rights for farm workers. Back to the front of the box, we see 3 small figures inside the box representing farm workers and protesters. By making these figures 3D, it makes them feel more real and present. It reminds us that these were real people with real struggles. These figures are seen holding up signs that say boycott grapes and lettuce and si se puede. Both of these signs became powerful slogans of hope and unity during the movement. By having these signs stand upright, I hope to show the strength and determination that these protesters had. I wanted to connect all aspects of my cajita to the community cultural wealth tenets, resistance capital, and social capital, which were both essential to the farm workers movement. Resistance capital is shown through the act of protesting and refusing unfair treatment. Inside my cajita, the 3D signs like boycott grapes and lettuce and si se puede represent how farm workers and their supporters actively challenged injustice. Resistance capital is about using your voice, actions, and identity to fight against oppression. Even though farm workers during this time faced harsh conditions and little protection, they still managed to organize strikes and boycotts. It also connects with the word huelga written on the outside of the box, which was, as I stated, a word that represented striking and resistance. In addition to that, social capital is shown through unity and community support. In my cajita, multiple figures inside the box represent not just individuals, but a community coming together to fight against injustice. Social capital refers to the networks, relationships, and collective power people build to support one another. The movement wasn't successful because of one person alone. It succeeded because hundreds of people across the country came together to fight for their human rights. So, overall, my cajita not only honors the farmers who harvested the 6 delicious mangoes in my tummy. But it also recognizes the hardworking and dedicated farm workers who fought for the rights of present farm workers who harvest the millions of crops we consume in our tummies every day. Thank you.